This is what I'm calling a walk video. Yes, I'm down here doing my walk and I have a video. I actually have a suggestion from a friend to make a video. She wants me to make a video on how Angie and I met. Now, I have talked about it many times in my videos. Angie and I met down here at the city park at what's now called the Small Pavilion. But that's not the whole truth, y'all. I gotta be honest with you, there's a big chunk of that I did not tell. Today, I'm going to tell the honest truth on how Angie and I met, 100% truth of it. And when I wasn't going to make the video, but I got to thinking, well, why not? You know, why not make a video and tell how you and your wife that you've been with, going on 30 years of marriage, how you met, the full truth, and nothing but the truth. Okay, here it goes. The street right above me, right up yonder there, right down that street, about maybe 100 feet, I used to live. And back in 1992, I think it was, yeah, about 1992. Let's go to, I think it was May of 1992. I was sitting on my porch, didn't have a party to go to. I was drinking heavily. Now, you guys, if you remember, I made a video back some time ago of me and my drinking days. Well, if you didn't see that video, back in them days, I don't say I had a drinking problem, I probably did. But, let's stop for a minute. I did a lot of drinking back in them days. So that particular day, I'm sitting on the porch. I had no party to go to. I think it was a Friday or Saturday night. A car pulls up, a little yellow Toyota pulls up in front of my house. And the girl that rolled down the window was a friend of mine. I'm not gonna mention no names. So I go down and talk to her. And the driver of that car was Angie. I couldn't really see her that well because it was very dark. So I could see the outline of her. So immediately when I get down there to talk to my friend and Angie's friend, which we didn't know, we did not know that she was a friend to both of us at the time. So I got down there, first thing I said was like, where's parties at? Well, immediately, Angie didn't like that stuff. You gotta remember, Angie's my opposite. This is off the subject, but I love the people that hang down here in the park. The ladies that hang in a Small Pavilion, where I did meet Angie, and we'll get to that. They are so sweet. They're very kind to me. They truly are, and I love them. Okay, so I'm down there talking to our friend, and she has her window down, and I didn't know her name was Angie. Was griping, and I started griping at her, and we just got into an argument. You gotta remember, I didn't know who she was. I couldn't really even see her. She couldn't really see me, and all she knew was this guy that's had way too much alcohol is wanting to find a party, and that was not Angie's thing. So right off the bat, I didn't know who Angie was at the time, didn't know her name, I could barely see her. We got along like water and fire. We did not like each other. This went on for about 2 minutes, and finally Angie had enough and put it in gear and took off and dang near ran over my toes. Well, about 2 months later, it was end of July, I'm thinking, I'm sitting over here at the pavilion, over here, what we call the Small Pavilion, but back in them days, it was just picnic tables and open. Today, it is basically all bricked up and they made it into something. Back in them days, it was a roof and picnic tables. I'm gonna stop for a minute. My ankle's hurting for some weird reason. So, we're over there. I'm over there with about 6 other friends. It's a Saturday night. This particular weekend, I was going to go sober. I was trying to cut down on my alcohol. I was definitely trying to cut down on my partying. See, guys, back in them days, I lived for 2 things. I lived to work, make the money, and party. I pretty much lived on the wild side every chance I could get. I was slowly spinning out of control. So that particular weekend was like, I could do it. I'm gonna go sober. And plus a good friend of mine had moved out of town. And I was kind of sad about that. So I'm sitting over there and here comes the little yellow Toyota pulling up. And they park, and here our friend gets out, then Angie's behind her. I said, and you gotta remember, it didn't dawn on me that I had met Angie before. I didn't think about it. None of us did. So they walk up to the pavilion, and I said to our friend, hey, how you been? He's like, good, Mike, good. And she knew some of the other guys I was there with, so she wanted to talk to them, so I started talking to Angie. I said, my name's Mike. My name's Angie. You gotta remember, I'm completely sober. It's about 1:30 in the morning too. If you're asking yourself, why so late at night? I worked till late hours in the morning. And I just got off work an hour and a half prior to this. So I usually, well, I was unwinding, sitting here talking to my friends. Well, while Angie and I are sitting there getting to know each other, and I'm really liking her a lot. And I guess she was liking me. Another car pulls up, and they park right up yonder here. Pulls up, and immediately they get out of the car, and you could tell they were drinking. They've been drinking heavily. You could tell that they was getting ready to get into a nasty argument. And we could hear everything, because that building right over there is the small pavilion. And they were right about here. And it had something to do with, they went to the bar and he didn't like the way she dressed. And so next thing we know is, she's taking off all of her clothes and headed over yonder here to the playground, butt naked. And he's yelling at her, get your clothes on. And he went to chase to get her. And some of my friends wouldn't and stopped him so he wouldn't hurt her. And my other buddy that was with us grabbed the blanket out of his car, took it over to her and wrapped her up with it and said, you need to go home and sleep this off. And through the whole commotion of everything going on, Angie and I just kept talking. I said to Angie, I was like, wanna go to McDonald's? So me, Angie, one of my friends, and the friend that Angie had with her the night we met, which I'm not mentioning no names. Sorry guys, I don't want to do that. Just in case they watched the video and it's like, Mike, I really wish you wouldn't mention my name. So that's why I'm not mentioning names. Well, we went to McDonald's and Angie and I got to know each other, and we're like, hey, want to go out on a friend date? You know, no strings attached. So we made a date the following weekend. Let me tell you a little bit about Angie and I, and this is how I refer me and Angie as a team. This is how I refer it. We are a battery. She's the positive and I'm the negative. Together, we work as one. True. I like to think of Angie when I met her, and even today, the librarian. The shy, quiet, innocent librarian. Me, I'm the rebel. I'm the hood. And together, even today, we complete each other. She's my positive and I'm her negative, and together we are what I call a battery. Okay, exactly, roughly about 13 months later from that first date, we got married. This August, we will be married 30 years. We've known each other for 31 years. Yeah. 31 years, been married going on 30. It wasn't until that first date we had is when we realized, once we picked up that friend that was with Angie when we first met, you know, when we didn't like each other, she realized, she's like, you know, you two met each other before. We're like, no, we didn't. And that's when she explained it. I was like, oh no. I said immediately to Angie, I said, I'm sorry the way I acted. And she says, I'm sorry too, but you was a a-hole. I said, well, I can say the same thing about you. And then we giggled it off and laughed. So nowadays, when anybody asks us, where did we meet at? We tell them here. We tell them the good side of it. We didn't tell them the 2 minutes that happened 2 months before that. No. We know it happened. We know that's where we met. But we don't think about that. we kind of pretend that did not happen. All right, guys. I'm on my last lap. And it's funny because when I walked here yesterday, I felt very energetic. Oh my God, I feel like the old me 100%. Today, I'm not. I'm sluggish. And the reason I'm sluggish is because I did not get enough sleep, I think. And all day yesterday, I was on my feet. You know, going here, going there. Walking here, walking there. Yeah, so I think that's why I'm feeling sluggish today. That's okay, it ain't gonna stop me. Now, I was sitting here thinking, what thumbnail can I use? I'm gonna use a picture of me and Angie. I would love to use a picture back in the day, but honestly, guys, I don't have a scanner, and all these pictures are actual real pictures in a photo album. So I'm gonna use an up-to-date picture of Angie and I. So that's how I got my thumbnail. All right, let's make it to the car. I'm gonna pick up some heels to my slow down, and we'll close her out at the car. Okay, we're gonna walk around a little bit behind my car. I didn't get a full proper cool down. Oh, I walked hard. Did I ever? Feels great. So my friend Jessica, I can't mention your name. You said it was okay. Here's that video. Well, this was the video you requested. How Angie and I met. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. It'd be nice if you put down in the comments how you and your missus met. That'd be kind of cool for me to read. And this is how my wife and I met. The first 2 minutes of it, we hated one another. Only to find out 2 months later, we met again and fell in love. Yeah, fell in love. Boy, she wanted to kill me the first 2 minutes. That's a fact. She did not like me. Hell, I didn't like me back then. All right, my washer's due to come in. Yes, I went out and bought another washer. It's due to come in the next day or so. And yeah, till next time, guys, come on. Let's get out of here. We'll see you in a couple days, or it may be the very next day. I do not know. Until next time, thank you for watching.